Okay, so now that we've done partitioning on Linux, let's go ahead and do it on Windows. And Windows is pretty straightforward with how it partitions drives. So, same as before, I have another hard drive I've added to this machine here that has not been changed at all. It's a fresh image. So, I'm going to go down to the Start menu, right-click onto it, and this menu will come up. You want to go to Disk Management. So the window that's come up here is for the disk management software that's built in with Windows. You can see here that it's already detected that the drive that I added does not have a partition table installed onto it like before. So you see here we actually have the two options from the last video where we have MBR, which is the MS-DOS boot record, and we have the GPT, which is the more modern, like Linux version of it, but it's also compatible with Windows. As you can see, the GPT partition is not recognized by older versions of Windows. But if for some reason this doesn't come up, like for example, if you accidentally click cancel, and I'll just go ahead and maximize this window, you see here you have disk 1 or disk 0, which is the Windows drive, and below that you have the new disk 1, which is unallocated and also not initialized. So to initialize it, just go ahead and right-click on disk 1 and click Initialize Disk, and it'll come back up with this window. And same as before, let's go ahead and just make it an MBR, which is the same as MS-DOS in Linux. Okay, so now it's created the partition table, so we can actually go ahead and create a partition now. So on here, if you click into this box here, you can see this is all the available space represented in this box for that drive. If you right-click on that box, you have an option of New Simple Volume. You click on that, it brings you up with this volume wizard, and click Next. And same as before, you can change the size of the partition, just like in Linux. It'll also by default use the maximum size. I'm going to hit Next on that. And it gives you a listing of all the available drive letters that are available. Some of the letters are legacy letters, like drive A, but for the most part you can use whichever one is available in here. So I'll just go ahead and make it E. And now you have the option to add a file system, same as in gparted. It does the formatting and the partitioning and the formatting for the file system at the same time. So in this case, it only gives us two options though, for NTFS and FAT32, and these are the two file systems that are by default enabled in Windows. As for the allocation unit size, that's similar to the sector sizing in Linux. We can just leave that as default. That's really useful in only certain types of drives that you have. Otherwise, you want to leave it as default. We can change the volume name, so I'll call this one again. I think I called it drive B, drive 2 or drive B. It's completely arbitrary. It can be whatever you want it to be. You also probably want to make sure you have quick format enabled. Otherwise, the formatting can take a pretty long time. And click Finish. And it says formatting up here, and then it will pop up saying that it's got a healthy partition, and Windows has said that it's found that a new drive. You can go to the File Explorer, open that up, and it will show you over here. I have drive B, and you can add things to this folder just like, or add things to this drive just like a normal Windows folder.